What's up, guys? So we have some sweet glute information coming for you today. I, of course, am Joe Bennett, the hypertrophy coach, and this is Mei Ling, and I will let her introduce herself.
Hi, Mei Ling NG. You may see me on Wonder Woman, Scorpion King, and upcoming Suicide Squad manga. Play a lot of superheroes and warriors and martial artists. So look out for me.
Sweet. And we're going to be taking you guys through some glute stuff. We're going to have Mei Ling demoing, and hopefully you guys can learn some stuff and pick up some tips along the way. And check out both of our channels. Hit some like buttons, some subscribe buttons, share with some friends, and hopefully you guys enjoy the series.
Definitely subscribe to me. I know where you live. I'll come and find you.
She can beat you up. True story.
I will.
All right, guys, so finishing with one of my favorites for glutes. This can also be a very good one for squats, is doing a leg press or leg press variation. So the couple things to make these more glute dominant, first and foremost, is your stance. So taking your feet higher on the platform will always allow for more range of motion at the hips and will involve less knee flexion. I realize though too here is this is what's called kind of a closed chain exercise, which means any joint that moves can technically do the motion. So again, it's gonna be near impossible to keep the quads completely out of it. So if you feel them a little bit is fine, but you really wanna have some good cues that help you focus on the glutes doing as much as possible. So I would say the second thing aside from high stance is take the stance width that allows for the most hip flexion. So you can see how deep Mei Ling can go here, which is great. As long as your spine and your pelvis don't move. So some people, they go so deep trying to get their knees and their ears that their pelvis starts to do this, their lower back starts to round. Realize if that happens, you're not actually getting any more range of motion from the lower body. It's all coming from spinal flexion. But if you can go as deep as Mei Ling, then great, have at it, because that is one of the big benefits here is fully lengthening the glute. Aside from that, the number one cue I give on this one is focus more on what your thigh is doing. Don't think about pushing the platform this way, because quads can do a lot of that. Think about driving your thigh down. So your thigh is basically moving on an arc. And if you focus on feeling, obviously your glutes just attached to your thigh, they don't attach to your feet. Focus on your glutes pulling your thigh this way. And so again, depending on your leg press, it's all a little bit different. But if you focus on driving that way, generally can help you feel your glutes a whole lot more. And the same as every exercise I've said before, start with that little clench. So even when you're in that stretch position, feel your glutes tight, squeeze them hard, and then continue to squeeze them as you focus on driving your thigh. In this case, kind of pushing your thigh towards the wall. Some leg presses, it's going to be a little bit more focusing on pushing them to the ground. Great. And so again, one of the big advantages on this one, you can rack it if you want, is you're doing a lot of the same muscle length position you would be for like a squat. So if you look at what's happening at your femur and your pelvis and everything, it's the same range of motion or very similar as you would do a squat. But the nice thing here is you're taking your back out of it, you're taking your spine out of it. So it's a great exercise to just do a lot of work without having your spine, your torso, your midsection start to fatigue or fail before everything else. So that is it. This is, again, a great one. If the main goal that's happening here is training the glutes fully lengthened, focus on those couple little cues with setup, width, and where you're driving your thigh, and hopefully get the most out of your glutes that you can using the leg press.